Good afternoon and welcome to the meeting. My name is Katie and I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic addict. Um, I want to thank every single one of y'all for showing, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Um, so I'm going to read out of A Day at a Time. There is one of these for every day of the year, but I've had this book for 13 years now. I got it when I came into the program the first time as an adult. And it's been with me ever since. So the first time I read it, I went all the way through it. And then this one, we're going to just open a page and figure out which one. So today's the reflection for the day and our topic goes, one thing keeps me on the right track today is a feeling of loyalty to the other members of the program, not no matter where they might be. We depend on each other. I know, for example, that I'd be letting them down if I took a drink or used. When I came into the program, I found a group of people who were not only helping each other stay sober, but who were loyal to each other by staying sober themselves. Am I loyal to my group of friends? Sorry. Am I loyal to my group and to my friends in the program? And I want to challenge that a little more because for me, when I came into the program, um, it wasn't just whether they were loyal to staying sober or being in mental health. It was, do these people really stand for what they say? So I reevaluated my entire, and then every night before I lay my head down, I reevaluate the way I behaved that day and whether I stayed true and loyal to who I am developing into. So, like for me, Friday was an out of character moment and it's eating at me because I behaved in a manner that I'm not okay with. I don't think we should ever have to go to a physical manner to handle situations. And it was a way in which I would have handled something when I was using, and I didn't like it. Did it happen? Yes. And because of that, when I laid down that night, I wasn't okay with myself. I tossed and turned. I wasn't loyal to who I was. I wasn't loyal to who I tell you I am. Um, and it's where we're human because there's been multiple examples where I do things right, but I messed up and I didn't but I learned and I'm continuing to grow. But because the group that I've surrounded myself with has seen me, they're staying true to me. And I don't have to do this alone. Um, with that, I'm going to open the floor to everybody else to see how this reading right here resonated with anybody else.
Accountability to both myself and my friends.
Accountability, that's a good way to look at it. So, can we dig deeper into that? How,
Yep.
because I look at accountability and loyalty, they're in the same category, but they're two separate things for me. You're telling me the way you see it in your recovery and in your life. They're almost the same thing. So
Yeah.
dig deeper for me.
For me, I'll just use the example of when you brought me in. I knew I was falling off the wagon. And from our past conversations, I knew I could reach out and you would help me stay accountable to myself.
So for you, the loyalty of the friendship that you've built
Yes.
allows you to know that you're going to be, that you have someone to be accountable with.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It all works into trust for me.
Okay. That makes sense. Uh, Anybody else?
Um, Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm a
You
recovering
don't
addict.
gotta say.
I really don't know how to answer that because in reality, like, I don't have friends other than on the internet.
So let me stop you there. Listen to the line in this in that reflection. Let me reread the reflection for you, okay? The reflection says, one thing keeps me on the right track today is feeling loyal to the members of the program, no matter where they may be.
Okay.
So it's not physical friends. It's the people I have surrounded myself in my program. So in my recovery, the people you surround yourself to.
Another generic way to think about it is the people that you are afraid to disappoint.
Like my father.
Mm, more like, okay. So for me, I felt disappointed in my behavior on Friday, and I was mad at myself. And you can ask Pops, because I got into a fist fight. And what is it I tell everybody here? What is it I say?
Control, maintain. Don't let your emotions control you.
Control your
Don't
control.
don't let them win. Don't let the person trying to push you to be that old behavior that is the addict behavior win. And I let her win. I did. There were circumstances in which, for me, she crossed the line and I had to defend myself. But because I let her talk it to what it got to the physical part. And I did not handle my emotions correctly. But it is what it is. I'm learning. It has been, oh God, it's been 8 years since I've thrown hands with somebody. It's a long time for me. For the constant fighter, that's a long time for me. But I felt upset with myself because I disappointed every single one of you, and I had every single one of you guys upset and worried about whether I was okay because I broke character. And I had what would be for me a slip in fighting because I don't want to be that fighter anymore. I don't want to be that person. I know what I can do. I would much rather talk it out and be civil human beings about it and be able to go our own ways. Um, so for me, being loyal to you guys is controlling my emotions and doing the same thing I ask you guys to work on because I'm working on it. So does that make sense to you, hon?
It does.
Here,
Um,
let's see if I can give you a another aspect from my end. Part of the reason I do what I do, and I've learned this, and the reason I do get so attached to what we do here, rather than it just being a job and I'm just here to do this part of it and go and da da da, is the fact that the accountability to myself as leader or role model here that I intentionally put myself on is what keeps me accountable to the shit I'm supposed to go do or that I need to do to maintain or be better or continue growing or whatever the next step is. Because, especially since the separation, because at the loss
So I
of the
guess what I'm
separation and knowing that I'm losing my kids, my wife, my apartment, this life that we had built over the last 4 years together, and it's all gone. But the fact that I still have, even though a month later I've exhausted myself, it's still that accountability to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to not be a hypocrite.
I guess up until now, up until I came into Discord, the only person that I was accountable, that had my accountability, was me.
Hmm.
So, do you have a significant other?
I do. So I mean, he
I,
did have
I,
accountability.
yeah. So when I
But
look at these reflections and do these, okay, I look at them in all aspects of my life, whether it's, and so they say my friends in my group, I look at that as like my group at work. So when I'm at work, am I loyal to my staff? Am I loyal to my crew? Um, am I loyal to my customers?
or the company.
Uh, yeah. Do I present myself in a manner that says I am a trustworthy and loyal and respectable person? Because I know the stigma that I fight as a recovering addict with mental health issues.
Or a biker white short cook coming in on a motorcycle in a back door with leathers.
Um, for um, for a time, it's and it's okay to not have an answer right. It's okay to not be at a point where it makes you look and be like, yes, I've done this. Yes, I've done this. Okay, this is where I need to work on. Because there was a point in time in reading this that I didn't understand what exactly it was asking. Where even I was like, what do you mean? I don't have people like that. I'm by myself. I do this on my own. I don't have people. I,
But you do. You've got kids. You've got a
but
brother.
I hold on. But because recovery is a road
Hmm.
and is multiple steps and is multiple processes, you have to get to that point to understand that.
Right.
Some people get there earlier in their recovery and understand things faster. And some people like me have to learn it the hard way. I I am a bump my fingers, stub my toe, let me just figure it out kind of person. I like having my directions. Let me read them if they're printed out,
When
and
I
then leave me alone.
when I edit this one, I'm reminding myself to, in the link, I'm gonna put one of my newer videos that I've been hanging on to the sound for a minute. But the first two lines of the audio, hey, I didn't go to school for this shit. I know it may look like I'm good at what I do,
Okay.
but I didn't go to school for this shit.
Yes, I didn't
Yeah.
go to school for this. Um,
He goes on a whole
And
45-second rant about it and how,
yeah,
but believe that if you ever decide to do something similar to me, you have everything I have, that you should start out better than I was.
yeah, because because for me, and um, like the person before was saying about it being a trust thing. Do I trust these people? Because um, for some people, and I don't know if it's if it is this way for you, loyalty, trust, accountability, all of those are different stages. So I don't like, I have very few people in which I can tell you that are 100% loyal to me. That if I call them at any moment in any day, they're going to pick up that phone or they'll call me right back and they're going to have my back no matter what. They're going to tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. They're loyal. I have a whole different section of people that I trust, and those people get information. And there's people who hold me accountable who don't get quite as much information. You have to stair step it. It's okay. You have inner circles and outer circles of people when you start growing your friends and having people around. But here, let me read the next part. The next part reads, today I thank my higher power for the loyalty and fellowship of the group, for the com- for the commitment that binds us together. May I give to the group in the same proportions that I take from it. Have I been a taker during so many of my years? Having been a taker for so many of my years, my giving used to be no more than a commodity for which I expected to be paid in approval or love or favors. May I learn the joy of pure giving with no strings attached, with no expectation of reward.
Will you read that for me again? I got lost in handling some business, and I heard the last
You're
few lines.
fine.
I think I wanted. I'm supposed to hear this. Go ahead.
It says, I thank my higher power for the loyalty and fellowship of the group, for the commitment that binds us together. May I give to the group in the same proportion that I take from it. Having been a taker during so many of my years, my giving used to be no more than a commodity for which I expected to be paid in approval or love or favors. May I learn the joy of pure giving with no strings attached, no expectation of reward.
Pure giving, right? Pure.
Hmm.
Okay.
It says the joy of pure giving.
Pure. Okay. In my days, I did. That's not the exact word I heard. Okay. And that, once again, one of the reasons why I continue to do what we do, because all of y'all know I'm not making mints. I'm not making. Those of you that were here before the separation heard me say many a times, my wife was paying all the bills and had a good job, good enough job. I didn't need to sit here and try to take anything from this. I was just doing it to do it because I didn't want another father to decide that it was just how he was. Because just bringing the aspects to light of, I'm the mental health unicorn. I'm the oddest statistic that exists of comorbid cases. You're not you're not gonna find very men with. I mean, All of TikTok, I found one
Mm-hmm.
so far. In all of TikTok, I've nailed one major creator that is my comorbid cases, except he has OCD, I think, as well. No, autism.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jersey has ASD.
Uh, I, so, and for me, that second part, I have to look at it the other way. I've been a giver. I will give absolutely everything. And never, ever, ever, ever take or ask for anything in return. Um, and I have to reevaluate the way I behave and realize that, yes, not everything has to be a give and take transaction, and that sometimes it's okay to give out of pure enjoyment of just giving, like I do here, because I love doing these meetings. They help keep me clean and sober. They hold me accountable. Um, because I know that when I stop showing up to Tuesday meetings, at least half of you are gonna message me and be like, "Hey, what happened? Where were you? What's going on?" Somebody's gonna ask. Um, but um, for me, it's learning how to give to something while taking stuff back. So for me, I don't really take. It's not a monetary take for me. For me, it's an educational take. What do I learn? What do I grow with? Um, what can I take with me to still be a better person, to help other people? Um,
Did
How you can build yourself but still be able to give to others.
absolutely. Um, and uh, it's learning that even with my mental health issues, um, the amount that I give has to be correct, because otherwise I wear myself out because I give all and I have no energy to do anything else. Um, and this is where we discuss, you know, making sure our spoons are correct and taking care of ourselves and doing the things that are correct so that way we can be the best version of ourselves.
hey Pop?
And and this is and that's a perfect example for me, um, of being loyal and like the trust that gets built, um, because um, it's it's one where the person that I was when I was using would never have gotten the trust to have conversations with you guys. You guys would have never trusted her. And to know that I can grow and I can help you guys makes me excited to see where you go, what you do with your recovery. Um, watch businesses start up, um, watch people fall in love, get married, um, grow old together. Things that in our addictions and in our struggles we never thought we could have. But because we have turned it around and we've become trustworthy, loyal people to the people that we care about, we get to enjoy life without having to be an addiction. We we get to laugh and play and joke around, dance and be silly, cry in front of people because you forget how much you're worth when your group of friends tell you how much you're worth. And recovery is a battle. Recovery is a journey, and I'm not going to lie about it. But when you stay true to what it is you want in your recovery, and you stay true to who you say you are, in my time in recovery, I have witnessed you find the ones that are meant to be around and the ones you're meant to have with you, the ones that will support you and you will support them, the ones that will pick up the midnight phone call, the 2 a.m. phone call, to just sit there and not say a word. The last line of the page says, "Today I will remember, a perfect gift, ask for nothing in return."